think this is acceptable. Gotta double check my settings real quick. Turn down Zomboid just a smidge more. Okay. Zomboid time. Oh yeah, Zomboid. "28 streams later, the Bone Temple." We're just gonna do solo. And I think we're gonna do Survivor. Just because I like it. No mods. We're gonna go Moldra. Although Echo Creek is new and not that far off from it, right? No, that's pretty far. I appreciate that we can see the whole map. And these are not insignificant distances. Like, each one of these is just difficult. Do we want to start in Rosewood? Go Rosewood and then try and, like... It's a little easier than Moldra. West Point is also... let's start in Rosewood. I know it well enough. And I think I want to be thief? Burglar? Yeah. Being able to hotwire cars is pretty good. And we need to get points back. Let's do... which corner is the best for me? I think bottom right is better ones. Oh, I should also... should probably say something. Announcements, right? Notification squad. Zomboid night. Boom. We forgetful. I think... Illiterate, I don't really want. I'm unsure of how I want to start. Fear of blood? Need more sleep. That's me in real life. More prone to disease. Motion sensitive. Hearty appetite. I don't think I want smoker. It's not really enough of a benefit nowadays. Fast metabolism. Start with the low weight trait. What does that do? -1 fitness. I kind of want... That's not really worth the +2. What makes this worthwhile? Well, let's take weak stomach and slow healer. Although a conspicuous burglar is kind of funny too. You know what? Let's take that too. We'll go with dexterous. I have 2 more points to spend. Wakeful, outdoorsy. I think we go with points do we have here? I mean, strong, stout. Strong is just so much harder to get to. I feel like they've definitely redone the traits in such a way that it's a little more difficult. I mean, we could go with... remove weak stomach. Am I really? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. We'll do weak stomach as well. Then fast reader. This seems good enough. We'll save this as a loadout. Bringus Gracklemore. And then obviously Bringus Gracklemore. Maybe I should actually put that in the second name. Bringus Gracklemore. Hank.
Hey!
Yeah, Hank.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
That's a Bringus if I've ever heard one. Wearing a formal shirt. Yeah, sunglasses and a golf cap. No, obviously you gotta go with the fedora. This is Bringus Gracklemore for you. What a character. These are the end times. So it's been a minute since I've played some Zomboid. I really like Zomboid. I played a little bit a month or two ago when the build 46 was announced for multiplayer. Is it 46 or is it 42? It's 42. That's the one I mean. I don't know where I'm pulling 46 from. But build 42 is just fantastic. And let's also turn down a couple of these. Alright. What is Bringus's home like? Ooh, we got VHSs already too? Okay. TV always on Life and Living. Ooh. Obviously, we gotta watch our shows. We gotta watch our... Gotta watch our TV, of course. Fast forward just a smidge. Learn how to make chicken noodle soup. Level up on... I'm cooking right away. Let's see if we can find... Oh, okay. Not my favorite. I think we do take the frying pan. Got glass backdoor. I do not like that very much. Chewing tobacco. Sure. Bag for bag purposes. Ooh, we can crack into a beer right away. Okay, well, let's just slap those into the freezer. And drink a brewski. drink the brewski, and can I fill it up? Fill my beer can. Sometimes you gotta take a sip. Yeah, bleach. That's probably a better container, but drinking out of a bleach bottle is not exactly my ideal. An alarm clock. Well, obviously we close all the curtains. So this is the release week for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, and I'm very excited about that. It is a fantastic... Wear a corset? Okay. I liked 28 Years Later a lot. We're coming into the end of January now, and I'm so excited about the movies that I get to see. I feel like all of the big summer blockbusters are not very good. Clawhammer, that's probably better than what we got. A violin case. Okay, well, let's just... We'll use the hammer. We'll drop the hammer. If we need to disassemble anything. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the stove. Claw hammer will be our weapon of choice for now. A garage. Ooh, tarp. That could be a nice satchel. Wool roll. Wool box. Maybe I should turn on the light switch. Kind of nice being able to see. There we go. What's in the basement? Oh, it's actually finished. This is the first finished in a computer? Wow. This game, it's got it all. And a TV down here. Hang on, what the hell kind of house is this? Who the hell has their basement like suites in a... You have to go through the garage? Not the kind of... Oh, okay, it's mostly finished. I see, I see. Iron pipe. Blue. Okay, these are good items to have. This is a crazy ass house. You got 2 washer dryer units? What the hell? Okay. And we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. That's not too bad. But yeah, circular saw blade. Okay, well, we have a hammer and a garbage bag. But yeah, I'm a big horror buff. Well, not a buff. That kind of sentence would imply more than just I like horror movies. Which I do, but I am not the most familiar with some of the biggest names in horror. Let's hotwire this engine. If we can get a car right out the gate. This is why we started as a thief. Bag full of bags, of course. Okay. Does this thing have gas? I'm gonna guess no. Can I pop the hood? Got anything in the gas tank, buddy? No, never do. Dead mouse. Dead mouse 5. Or garbage bags. Rotten yogurt. Yeah, that's probably gonna stay in there. Paperwork. Or toss this on the floor. What about you? You got anything in you? Rotten fried shrimp. A welding torch. At least something. Actually put the rotten shrimp in there. Read the map. Louisville. Got it. Yo-yo can go in there. Yo-yo. This will go on the ground. Bags of bags. But yeah, I'm a okay. You never know what's gonna be in the garbage can. Stale cooked salami. And I don't want to risk that. Ew, it smells bad. Grab the garbage bag. No, go through. It smells bad. But yeah, I'm a movie enjoyer. I'm a cinema appreciator. I'm an arts appreciator, as I like to... Oh, another hammer. Is that... Yeah, the dual-wielding hammer. Ooh, fanny pack, too? I love a fanny pack. I unironically will wear them myself. Have one that I... Keyring? I'll eat the gum. Screams? Yeah, that tracks. Lumberjack shirt? Yeah, let's wear that instead of our formal shirt. Just a little bit better. I'm an arts appreciator. I'm a window. Why did I do that? Well, might as well keep them open, actually. It's not like I'm planning on using this house. Hello, zombies. I kind of expected this. The smells and sounds of Zambibo. Oh, that's another one. I don't know if I can... Okay, well... That's not what I wanted to have happen. That's all 3. There's more! Wonderful. Hold our ground. Eventually we'll make our way through. Okay. Full-on boots. A hiking backpack? Okay. Magazine limb armor. Yeah. There are so many things in this game that are new. I'm so excited. Hiking backpack? Yeah. Okay, yeah. All of this stuff is awesome. Put it in the bag. Probably don't need these. Crash helmet. Yeah, let's wear that. Magazine limb armor. Put it on the thighs, I guess. A switchblade? God. And a digital watch. That's huge. This guy was prepared. Oh, I think I missed one of the shows. Rude letter. Contains nothing of interest. A fighting knife? Jeez. These people... A rifle? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna be using it, but might as well have it equipped. Ooh! And a knife. My god, these people. Just slap this in the holster, too. Okay, we do not need this. Drop. Drop. Don't need those. Stinky, uncomfortable. Okay. Finish going over everybody. Fritz Robinson. The police were here too? The hell? Revolver. And a small backpack. Toss that bag. Toss the bag in the bag. Holsters everywhere. And the balaclava. All of this stuff is ripe for the taking, that's for sure. Stink. What happened to my wristwatch? Okay, well, put it on the wrist. But yeah, I'm a butter knife. I'm certainly an enjoyer. Ooh, coveralls too. Use a hook as a weapon? Am I a captain? Metalworking punch? Okay. There's good stuff in this house. Noted. The hell? What kind of house it? What kind of place is this? Okay. Well, all sorts of goodies here. I don't really care to make this my home. Pan. Cereal. Okay. Fresh tortilla. Yes. Dinner, baby. And my backpack is full. It's so stinky in here. Cheese grater. Okay. Rolling pin. Pan is useful. We'll just bring these all over to the house. A pizza? Frozen pizza? Guess I'll take a towel. Probably check the basement too. But I'm just across the way. I think I can. I think I can go drop off my stuff. Anyways, yeah. I'm a movie enjoyer. I've seen most of the classics with horror. Uncomfortable. What about my clothes is so uncomfortable? Is it my... Whatever. Anyways, the gun's on the table. I don't think I need to have this rifle with me at all times. And I don't think I'm gonna... I don't think the pistols are gonna be particularly useful for me right now. Do I have anything else in the... Yeah, we can just... The table is our place for stuff. But yeah, like The Thing, I'm a big The Thing enjoyer. This is not really necessary. I think that The Thing is a fantastic film. Lots of good stuff in there. Ooh, okay. Backpack full of good stuff. Money in a bracelet. I don't really care about those. But yeah, The Thing, huge fan of that. I think it's a fantastic movie for sure. Very easy to appreciate the horror that's going on in there. I mean, Kurt Russell. One of my buddies made me watch a bunch of old like Kurt Russell flicks, and I think I'm a Kurt Russell enjoyer now. Like Escape from New York, The Thing. What else? I think I've seen a couple of the other big movies of his. I should probably close the curtains there. I've seen a couple of his things, and every time I'm just like, okay, this guy can act. I need to see a few more different is to really be able to say like, oh yeah, I've seen most of his stuff. Tombstone is so good. Oh my god. I'm your Huckleberry, baby. I mean, that's not the full line, but Val Kilmer also chews it up in Tombstone. Him as Doc Holliday, just good stuff. Okay, making sure that we've emptied out our pockets for another run there. You know, I had in Vino Veritas for sure. Hang on a second. Vino Veritas. In wine there is truth. The 2013 flick? I don't know if I've seen that one. I'll be real, I'm not very well educated in matters of the world. Obviously because I'm streaming on Twitch, but my poor education and then just like I do have a desire to learn, obviously, because otherwise I would not learn. I would not have learned anything. But just, it's so silly to me that school was just like, we're just gonna kind of brush up on a couple of things. Can I turn on the light switch? Okay, it's just a... just an exercise area. Dumbbells? Okay. Anything else? Water dispenser down here is pretty nice. Oh, I can just take the water dispenser. Can I put it back? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm oh, okay. Didn't hurt my legs at least. I'm a little uneducated when it comes to a lot of things. We didn't even really brush up on... We didn't even really brush up on Roman history that much. I think a lot of it was that my teachers in high school, and also, like, in college I paid a lot more attention because I wanted to. I obviously was paying for the education, so I was paying attention. But in high school, I was also paying attention. We just didn't brush up on stuff. And it's so funny that, like, the history teachers for my high school were all of the history teachers in my high school were, like, the sports guys. Like, they taught history because, not because they were passionate or interested, but because when you're a teacher for, like, you know, high schools, obviously. Same, shout out to Coach K. I wish that I had a good coach. We did not have very... Ooh, get empty gas can. That's big. Bag of bags. Does this thing have gas? I need a hose. Hang on a second. If this thing has gas, then we can get driving instantly. I think there was a hose in one of the garages. But anyways, the history teachers were very unenthused at the idea of having to teach history. Like, every day was, okay, here's the PowerPoint presentation about X, Y, or Z. Take your notes. If you... Like, you have to take notes because we do points on it. I think it was in the other house. But if you don't, yeah, definitely not. If you don't take notes, it's like 10% of your grade. So you have to write down everything that it says. Or you get docked points. I just remember giving... Because of that, I was like, okay, well, why should I care about history if you don't care about history? So, I mean, I obviously do care about history, because, like, nowadays, I'm like, anthropology is fascinating. I wish I'd discovered it a little bit sooner as a youth, so that I could have focused myself on it more. But golf bag, hockey mask, let's go. E-ring bottle opener. I mean, a flashlight is good to have in the backpack. Where are those? Where's the hose? Where's my hose at? But yeah, anthropology just fascinates me. I love the, like, learning about culture now. but I kind of had to go through my own arc of figuring out what do I want to do with my life. And now that I've gone through that, I'm like, okay, well, if I had a choice, I would definitely study anthropology more. Culture is just so cool. Like, I have a BA in psychology, and that doesn't really mean anything. It is not... I saw a graph recently that was like, yeah, here are the things to get into if you want to make money. And psychology was commonly you lose money going into it. There's the hose. Psychology is one of those that just spend money on the degree and you don't really get anything out of it, especially in a BA. It's just like, okay, well, you've proven that you have the capability to sit down and learn the basics. And I know that I could be a smarter individual if I applied myself. But, I'll have more time to learn when I'm less focused on streaming all the time. At least that's what I'm saying to myself. Ooh, this does have gas. How full? Okay, well. It's at least enough to get our car started, and we can loot out some of these places. But yeah, anthropology. Like, every time I learn about a culture from a place that is not where I live, I'm like, wow, why didn't they teach this, or like talk about how cool it was? And I don't think they had anthropology classes in my high school, even though it was, I'll say, a smart kid high school. But I live in a hell state with a terrible education system. Man, driving on this dirt sucks. Impossible to get traction. But yes, it was a twofold system of like, I have my own issues at home that I gotta work on and like learn more about who I am as a person in order to be able to learn how to learn more about the world at large. And I feel like that's not an uncommon issue for people in America. Of just, yeah, this is the standard. I don't want to get trapped in the basement. Please don't break my window. Please don't break the lock. Of just like generational trauma. Gallon milk challenge. Did they just... Okay. Come on, buddy. Okay, well, there's at least 2 of them. They broke the window. They broke the door in here, too. Okay, we'll deal with this in a second. Hello?
Hey!
Did they go into the basement? Okay. Well, I'll deal with that in a second. Let's fill up our gallon of milk. But yeah, Ah, there they are. I think a lot of people really suffer from that twofold issue of just generational trauma. I just keep thinking weak men make hard times, and the boomer generation being full of very weak individuals that say things can never be different than what I've experienced. Yeah, we'll take eat ourselves this mutton chop. Looks like people were getting ready in the morning. Okay. Toss these in the frig. Why not? Okay. Anyways, it's just the weak individuals that expect things to never change or like to always be improving is so strange to me. Like, the idea of never-ending growth is obviously false. There's always going to be an end to an era. Ooh, I can wear knee pads? Catch my ass looking like a damn caricature. Caricature of a caricature of modern life. This place has a basement too, right? Yes. Leather jacket. We'll just not worry about that. Oh, okay. Can I deal with 3? I think I can deal with 3. Get a little sleepier too. Anyways, back on to more relatable topics. I haven't seen Top Gun. Another Val Kilmer flick. One that I... Oh, hello. Man, this basement looks like shit. I haven't seen Top Gun. I kind of want to. What the hell's going on in here? Oh, okay. This is the kind of basement I'm looking for. A carton. Okay, yeah. Give me all of the ammo. 38 special, baby. Now if we can get, no, hop over, please. Yeah, we'll be okay. Anyways, I haven't seen Top Gun. I really should. I've seen Top Gun 2, which really made Val Kilmer's scene a lot less impactful. Like, the guy... I know about Val Kilmer having throat cancer. The funniest thing about that to me is him saying that eating pussy gave him throat cancer, which is possible, but it's just such a funny sentence. Like, the idea of it is just... It comes off as one of those things where it's like, I blame my wife for my problems, which is not uncommon with people of that age. Didn't his character die in Top Gun 2 as well? I don't fully remember, but I just know that oh, okay. Come on. Okay, we'll get things loaded out, and then we'll have our character hit the hay. But yeah, Val Kilmer, I think he's a good actor. I just think it's funny that he blames his wife for getting throat cancer rather than, like, probably the cigarettes. That guy definitely smoked cigarette. The funny headcanon, right? It's just like, yeah, you can... It's plausible, but blaming her exclusively when it's definitely a it's a multifactored issue. And you know everybody was smoking cigarettes all the time. Like, you're not gonna take accountability for that at all? You're not gonna consider the fact that maybe it was the cigarettes? Maybe the chewing tobacco? Do you think it's oh, what else am I looking for here? I had something. It's gone now, unfortunately. But yeah, just the lack of self-reflection on that is very funny. Like, yeah, maybe it was lifestyle choices that really led into this. The character is so sleepy. Let's close the door too. Sleep for a little bit. Oh, I should have set my alarm for Life and Living. No! Oh man, my character just went on a real snooze. I should probably turn on my alarm for the future. Set alarm. 5:50. Okay. Let's empty out the trunk of the vehicle. Like, I know Val Kilmer, I know you were smoking a ton of cigarettes for Tombstone. And you're gonna exclusively say that it's your wife? I don't think that's very based of you, sir. We'll just drop all of the ammo on the floor. We can sort through this later. Although I do have a .38 revolver. It's not very good, but I do have one. How much ammo do I have? It's a carton of 38. 12. And I already have 3 boxes. Yeah, let's take 2 boxes. We'll just unpack one of those. Does this not? What kind of ammo does this use? Okay, well, open the box. In order to load your gun, you must first deconstruct the universe. 20 bullets? Okay. I keep my bullets in my fanny pack. You never know when you're gonna need them. I've also heard studies of HPV being associated with throat cancer, and especially, like, well, not throat cancer, but like cancer in general. So it's not like he's entirely incorrect, because like his generation was also one that very much did not. Ooh, a farm plots. Maybe I should throw stuff here. Got a scarecrow and everything. Ooh. So, like, he could be correct about his inclinations there. But rather than talking about, like, hey guys, HPV is associated with this, like, you can speak as somebody of any form of knowledge of the issue, saying, hey, I got throat cancer from HPV. Make sure to get your HPV vaccine. Probably check door. Yeah. Hey guys, maybe we should be aware of the kind of message that we can send to people with this. But rather than that, it's just like, oh, that's bad. Especially since my car is right there. Okay. You know what? Let's get a little wild here. We have enough bullets. This is a new addition. The aiming like this. If I'm making all the sound in the world, might as well get a little bit of firearm skill, right? I think my gun might break before I even clear out enough for this to be a non-issue for me. They're going into fencer stance. That's good for me, right? Never mind, they did not die. Wish I had a shotgun. Stay calm. Keep calm and backpedal while reloading. Yep. Gotta keep count in my head. 5 shots. Is this... My gun... It's no longer... This may be a larger crowd than I anticipated. This may be a run back home and learn a lesson kind of moment. I'm getting 0. Yeah, I'm puckering. Am I not getting kills? Am I exclusively knocking them down? How much ammo do I have? I have a couple more boxes. Yeah, this'll be fine. I have full confidence. I have full faith. Surely, surely this won't be a regrettable decision, right? My reloading XP is going up. My aiming is not, though. Oh, hello. This is a don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes kind of day, huh? Okay. It's stinky here, too. All these corpses I'm leaving behind. Oh, okay. The music is going crazy. Fine. It takes me longer to open the... Okay, let's buy ourselves a second. I was doing this for aiming XP, but... Man, all the sound work in this game is so good. Just the heartbeat, too. Got one more. We'll run circles. I'm not concerned. Opium. I was playing this with some buddies recently. And we ended up raiding a firearms like facility very early on, so we all had guns. Made things very exciting. +1 reloading, okay. Just important to keep 100% aware of where they all are. I don't think I'm gonna have enough rounds for this. I don't have enough bullets for this situation. Okay. Plan revised. Go back home. Get more bullets. Okay, we are gaining more aiming XP, but not quite enough. But yeah, I've been playing this with some buddies a little bit ago. Everybody got really into it for like a week, and then it just kind of petered out, which I feel is very common for the whole I can deal with one or two. Anyways, very common for the survival crafting genre, because people that can play more hop on more. and then the people that don't get the chance to hop on as frequently oftentimes are like, well, I've already missed so much. If I've missed this much, then, you know, I guess I can be done. It's kind of that self-fulfilling prophecy of, nobody will miss me. But it's like, I want to play with my friends. I don't... That's the whole point. If I wanted to play by myself, that's what I'm doing right now. Can you give me the sync, please? Alright, let's take a bag of chips. You drink an entire thing of marinara. Surely that would be a great idea, right? Okay, eat the cereal. Put the helmet back on. Let's carry around another box of it. Okay, back at it. But yeah, it's a little sad having a bunch of people be really interested in it, and then it just peters out. Like, the survival crafting genre, I think Minecraft is really what brought that back to life, which was back in, like, 2012. And indie games, or, like, indie crafting games, for the longest time were just like, okay, how much worse is this than Minecraft? Alright, well, the Horde has gathered around my car, so I do have to deal with that. Wish I had some way to deal with the panic that I'm dealing with. Uh-oh. But yeah, the Minecraft made the survival crafting genre so mainstream because it was like, what's gonna be the next Minecraft? Nothing. It's still Minecraft because they're still developing that game. Even now. It's been 14 years. And they are still adding content to Minecraft, so just trying to be a Minecraft clone is not enough. I feel like Terraria was one of the ones that got it right, but they also decided to, like, do their own thing. And Zomboid has been its own sort of project for just as long. The fact that it's still in beta after all of these years is funny to me. Like, Build 42 had been a dream for so many of the players for so long. And, like, cars weren't in the game. Can you imagine trying to, like, walk across Kentucky? It's crazy. I was not counting my bullets. I am feeling lucky, though. I feel like Clint Eastwood is also one of those actors that just I run out of bullets? No, okay. I feel like Clint Eastwood is one of those actors that plays the same guy in everything. I've only seen... What of his have I seen? I can't even remember. Oh, I've seen Gran Torino. And that movie, I think kind of sucks. Pretty true. He's a typecast actor. And him as, like, an angry racist, I feel was probably closer to him as a person than a character. Look, he's rich. I can make conjecture about him. Who cares? He can go cry into his money pile about it. Same with Tom Cruise and the other so-and-sos that I've shit-talked. Was it Millie Bobby Brown I was shit-talking in Twitch chat with somebody? Somebody's Twitch chat earlier? Not today, but like earlier this week. I think they were talking about, ooh, beta blockers. I think they were talking about Stranger Things. I think it was Kreia. Yeah, I think it was Kreia's chat that I was shit posting in, and they were talking about Stranger Things and how they're like, I don't really care for it. And I mean, I fully agree. I had seen numerous seasons, and every single time I'm like, this isn't exactly peak. He directed and produced Gran Torino, so it was up to him for sure. Yeah, I don't really... Gran Torino is not a very good movie, I would say. Ooh, a trauma bag. Like, oh yeah. Old racist learns how to be less racist. Cool. What a feel-good story. Isn't it so great learning that racists are people and have human emotions? Like, yeah, I already knew that. They're also being shitheads in the first place, so... I don't think I... It's one of those movies that, like... I bet people have watched and were like, wow, maybe I should reflect on my life a little bit. Because I feel like that's just media in general. Media is very good about having you say to people, or having people learn, like, hey, maybe you should be less shitty. Because there's all of those different, oh, I'm missing life and living again. I spent all day outside shooting. Damn it. Spent all day securing my home. What's in the freezer? Corn? You know what? I'm gonna cook this bacon. I'm gonna have a little bacon as a treat. It's like a cat. Why is my character so uncomfortable, too? Cigarettes? Let's go! Is there a TV in here? Does not appear so. Man, this house sucks. No TV, no nothing. But anyways, barbell. I mean, do I want a barbell? Look at these boots. They're brand new. I think having the barbell for exercises might be nice, but I don't think my character is actually exercising. We'll just keep that in mind. Eat the bacon. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Gran Torino, not very good, in my opinion. I saw it at a young age, so maybe I'm wrong. But it did not resonate with me. Just old guy that is unsure of his place in the world. Yeah, I'm 12. I don't understand that. Like, yeah, of course I'm not gonna resonate with Gran Torino. Did this guy have the key to this place? Did. Put that on. I don't think I've seen any of his other movies. I need to see Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Tombstone, like, I'm a big enjoyer of, nice basement. I'm a big enjoyer of... Oh, is that somebody's goon cave? What the hell? Bro! You don't even have a TV for your... What the... Take the tape, I guess. Like, A Fistful of Dollars trilogy was good, but that's the same character as Dirty Harry and all that. It's all the same. He's the same guy. There's no chops shown off. Like, sure, he's got... He can act as the same person. He can put on a mean mug and then that's it. So, I mean, that's not hard. I can't say so could I. I have not proven my acting chops. I would love to do VA work at some point, but I definitely would need to. I'd need to get a better microphone set up to really give that the care that I would like. As I've mentioned, I want to be a Renaissance man of sorts. Broken stuff. You can look badass smoking a hand-rolled stoge, but the cig's doing the heavy lifting. Exactly, dude. One of my friends, a former partner of mine, was talking about how they want to smoke cigarettes because they want to look cool, and I was like, dude, you can't. I work in healthcare. I can't, with good conscience, let you start smoking cigarettes in 2026. I'd been helping them clean their car recently, and I saw that they had a pack of cigarettes in there too, and I was like, oh, please tell me you're not smoking. I felt some visceral disappointment. Like, nothing wrong with smoke if you're smoking. Well, there is, and we all know it, but I'm not gonna say like it's a moral imperative that you stop smoking. Like, if you're still smoking, you know the risks, you know the issues that it causes. But addiction is hell, and I understand having difficulty. Like, I'm not gonna be like, you're a terrible person because you smoke cigarettes. But I am gonna think you're kind of a dumbass if you start smoking cigarettes now. It's like, come on, you can't be doing that. Like Zyn and stuff, like the what is it? I want to say disposable nicotine, synthetic nicotine stuff. I find a lot more appealing, but it's still big tobacco being like, we gotta get more people addicted to. We gotta get more people addicted to this shit. Ooh. Survival. You can't really be doing the kind of stuff. What was I saying? Zin. No, the Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts. I am incapable of pronouncing things correctly, apparently. But yes. The synthetic stuff, like, younger kid, I feel like I'm in that generation where it's like, every time you turn on the TV, you'd see a no smoking ad. Like, the person with the hole in their throat, like, cigarettes stole my life from me. Yup. Yeah, like, I'm in exactly that generation for the no smoking. And then the kids are like, oh, I can vape. Vaping's fine, right? Vaping is not fine. It's the same shit with a different name. If anything, it's worse because, like, all of those plastic disposable carts are just making so much waste. Like, for the longest time, my little brother, who is, 4, almost 5 years younger than me, I would see him hit he'd hit it every time I'd be around him, and I'd be like, don't, that shit's gonna, like, sure, it's not quite the same, but it's still bad for you. We know it's bad for you. I should probably keep a bag of chips on me. I'm gonna keep the beta blockers. It just makes me so sad. Because people know better. But the illusion of cool, the illusion of, yeah, I'm better than this addiction is so prevalent in so many people. Alright, might as well sleep for 7-ish hours. It makes me so sad. So many people know better. And, like, that has been the case for a long time now. I know my little brother saw those no smoking ads. I know it. But it just... the allure of nicotine. Big tobacco has always been an issue. Sorry, I gotta take a sip. I also have been getting messages from the spouse, so one moment. I'll be sure to tell them that Twitch chat says hello. Anyways, nicotine, there's always the allure. The allure of smoking a cigarette. Like, I'll concede this point. Smoking does look cool. But that's because we have, like, you know, generations of advertisements and like media effectively saying these cool people smoke, so maybe you should too. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it's baffling that people are still like, maybe I should pick up cigarettes. Like, I was reading some posts on Reddit because somebody was like, I'm thinking about picking up smoking. Smokers, what did you notice about how you smelled? And every single person, every single person was like, if you smoke, if somebody smokes, you will know. It's very obvious. Rotten. A trumpet. The trumpet. Like, so many people are aware of just how bad smoking is. And a lot of people grew up in homes with people that smoked. Like, that is a very common experience. Like, I had some buddies growing up. I would go over to their house and I would be like, I would have a headache from being in the house because their parents smoked. And it, like, it permeated their clothes and they didn't smoke. Like, just even being in a stale steak. You know what? There's nothing stopping me. What could go wrong? Just a little bit of reheated steak. But yeah, like, I don't hold it against the people that are around people that smoke simply because you don't have the option. But man, I can't imagine. I can't actually imagine saying, yeah, I'm gonna pick up smoking. It's also so expensive. Like, I partake in a little bit of herbal supplement. A little bit of herbal supplementation through a, ooh, chocolate milk. Slap that in the freezer. I've participated in just a smidge of the leaf, the devil's lettuce. And I used like a dry vaporizer, which is essentially just like a little oven. Come on, let me in. It's a little oven for whatever you're doing, whether that's tobacco or the like. Although I will be honest, if I grew my own tobacco, I'd probably be making cigars. If nothing else, I'd probably I don't think you can. I think big tobacco doesn't really let you do that, like sell that kind of stuff. Ooh, woodcraft. Like, because sure, I would love to. Here, let's take that too. That seems like a useful magazine to skim over. Oh! A group of Zambibos. How much ammo do I have? big is this cluster? I think I could be quiet enough that we go with a little bit of the melee. Like I previously discussed, I'm very interested in growing stuff. And like self-sustainability. I think it's important to be able to understand what skills are good and bad. I mean, it's not like there's a ton of bad skills. I will shit talk MBAs though. Not NBA, but MBA. Hate those fuckers. But like sustainability and the idea of being able to take care of yourself, like I understand what kind of skills it takes in order to be a farmer, and it makes me have a lot of respect for the farmers. Is this the school? It is. Oh, and there's a couple of... Okay. If I could drive around one of those vans, that would be awesome. But yes, I respect farmers because, excuse me, that's a hard job, and it's a pretty thankless one, making sure that everybody can actually eat. It's not simple. Well, it is a little simple. I'll say that. It's simple, but the execution is demanding. It is not a minor task. It is a full-time job. Like, I follow numerous channels on YouTube, specifically, of, like, people that, oh, man. It's gonna be fully locked, isn't it? Okay. Well, this is what we must do, then. Like, I follow several channels that have their own, like, little homesteads, just because I find it super interesting. Like, that's kind of a longer-term goal for me. It's just, I have to have the money to be able to do that, and the only way to, like, get that money is be in the city and be around places that have economic prosperity. Ooh. A gurney? In the trunk? Okay, if I get rid of this gurney... It's not like I need it. What's the gas in here? I don't think this thing has gas. Always something. An annotated map? Okay. I don't know where that is at all. I do not recognize this place in the slightest. Do you have gas, though, in the tank? Why will it not? Please. Please. I'm going to assume it does not have gas in it. But yeah, like, homesteading is kind of a longer-term goal for me. 0 in the tank. Wonderful. Well, I can siphon gas. Yes. Although this is a really nice-looking van. I'd really prefer if I didn't have to bust one of the windows out for it. Overall, 84%. And it has gas. Okay, well. This is what we must do. It's okay, I can always get a different window. Anything in here? A menu. Oh, okay. Concrete and stone blocks. Interesting. Now this is the vehicle that you want. How full is the tank? Mostly full. Sheesh. That's good stuff. I don't think that the school is gonna have, well, it might have some books that I want. Let's find out. Anyways, homesteading, like, I play this game to live out that fantasy of being able to be a little bit more self-sufficient. Like, zombie media has always been a favorite of mine. If I grew up in the cultural zeitgeist of, like, zombies being everywhere. Shaun of the Dead is just a phenomenal film. And all of the Cornetto stuff is good. Like, Hot Fuzz obviously is very good. I need to see the third one. I need to see, it's At World's End, right? I believe it's At World's End. I need to see that one. Oh, okay. Hello. And I really liked Hot Fuzz, but it doesn't have the same appeal to me that Shaun of the Dead has. Like, Shaun of the Dead just is such a standout, at least to me. But that's, again, I have such a preference for zombie media. Over just about anything else that I could consume. I was forged in the fires of that sort of deal. What were some of the other ones that, like, Shaun of the Dead is standout. Oh, somebody has a little bit of wine in here. Okay. Take a little drinky. Can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning, you know? Oh, I'm out of water, too. Well, we'll just hold on to that bottle. Where did it go? Hello? I'm losing it? But yeah, what are some of the others that I really prefer? I've watched a lot of really bad zombie movies. But Shaun of the Dead is, like, a favorite. I mean, it's obviously big inspiration for Left 4 Dead. And, like, Left 4 Dead is a cultural touchstone as well. They're not my favorite zombie games either. Like, I think Dying Light might be one of the best general zombie games. Because, like, I bought Dead Island on release, and that game sucks. But because it was a zombie game, I was like, yes, yes. I can play it with friends, too. That requires having friends. I think one of the first, particularly Like, in an era where nobody was making friends online, I had a buddy that I'd made that lived in the UK. And this was like 2012-ish, right? What the hell is Majeska? I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Anyways, in an era where people were not making friends online, because, like, I was a little bit of a weird kid, to say the least. I was a little bit of a weird kid, and many people found me a little bit, I won't necessarily say abrasive, but they found me to be a little bit weird. Like, they knew I was weird from the get-go, which I've always kind of worn that on my sleeve. I'm a silly individual, and I was just poorly socialized. I was a feral beast. But I definitely relate. Yeah, it's just kind of how it goes. Like, ooh. I was a strange child. My parents didn't really know how to rein me in. And I don't think a lot of people's parents really knew how to rein in their kids. At least not in a healthy fashion, that's for sure. Let's grab these books too. Like, there's only so much that you can do to make sure that a kid has the right tools. There's only like so many ways to, what's this quote? There's only so many ways to be a good parent, but there's an infinite number of ways to be a bad parent. So, like, I'm at least a little bit more understanding of the difficulties of raising a child, especially in like the technological boom that we've seen. Like, so many people just don't know how to raise their kids and not have them be iPad babies. I say this as an iPad baby. But I was a weirdo in middle school. I was a creep. What the hell am I doing here type beat. And like, YouTube was kind of my escape and my big infotainment for, I mean, how old am I? It's been like 16 years. Oh god. That's a bad sign. I'm a little bit of an older head on in this regard, at least. I was the proto iPad baby, okay? I understand. I get it. But all of these other individuals in my grades just they were not fucking with me. But I commented on this YouTube video of like somebody that was about my age group, talking to them because this was in the age of everybody doing Call of Duty commentary, and we've kind of circled back to that, huh? Why is it so dark in here? Jesus. Anyways, I commented on one of this person's videos and was just like, "Oh, like I love what you're doing. Keep it up." And they mentioned that they got like Dead Island Riptide, and we ended up playing that for like, you know, a couple of hours together. But we kind of spawned this relationship that did not exist and would not have existed if not for, you know, YouTube. And I've had numerous online friends and like buddies that I've made over the years from interacting online. Like Daft, he's another buddy of mine that we've been friends for like almost a decade now. We met because I was trying to play Dungeons and Dragons online. Like one of my IRL friends from ooh, a grapefruit. One of my IRL friends, one of the few people that actually like talk to me. I still play RPGs with them all the time. Anyways, like they started DMing for me, and I was like, I gotta get more of this. So I checked out all of these. I checked out r/like LFG, and I encountered, I think, like 3 or 4 different groups of individuals that I chatted with, and like we just didn't resonate, which is fine. That's how it goes. Box of garbage bags. That's huge. Cleaning liquid, also pretty nice. Pack of hamburger buns. Stale. Boredom and unhappiness. You know, sometimes you gotta eat. 4 of them. Delicious hamburger bun. But yeah, Daft and I have been friends for like a decade now. He was part of a server. Well, actually, we decided to do, if you know Matt Colville, we watched his, me and the people that I'd met. Sorry, I should reorient myself where I'm going with this story. So my buddy from high school that I still hang out with and talk to and play games with, he introduced me to D&D, and I couldn't get enough of it. So I went to LFG, and on LFG, I found this group that was looking for players. It was like a homebrew thing, and the guy that ran it sucked. Like, he was a bad DM and also a bad person. Like, he ended up, I don't want to say that anybody that does drugs is a bad person, but he was the kind of person that was just so unapologetic, and like he ended up stealing from his mom and like ended up doing heroin and stuff. Like, you just because you end up doing drugs does not make you a bad person. I will continue to reiterate that, but he was not a good person. He had a huge ego issue, and he took it out on everybody else. True, but there is a significant overlap. Extremely true. Some people just don't... Like, some people end up with a drug issue because of their circumstances. Some people end up with a drug issue because of who they are. Like, a complete lack of self-reflection, and it was just, okay, the cafeteria seems a little crowded. Some people stumble into a drug addiction. This guy fell face first into it, or I should say ran face first into it, and did not seem to care that it was affecting his life and the people around him. He seemed to sort of relish in it. I've been thoroughly hooked on pain pills and crystal together and separately. The addiction does actually eat away at who you are when you're sober. It's true, because my aunt, she has been on and off drugs for pretty much my entire life. And she was the kind of person that, like, my entire family was like, we really want to help you, but all she wanted to do was do the drugs. You can only help somebody who wants to help themselves, and she did not want to help herself. Only now, after having 2 kids and like being in a terrible relationship with somebody who is also on drugs, is she coming to the conclusion of like, maybe I don't want to keep doing this. And I'm glad for her, because I was fully anticipating that never being a conclusion that she would come to. Like, I lived in an area notorious for people getting addicted to a variety of drugs. Mostly, like, opioids, because over-the-counter opioids, like, so many doctors just don't care. That's what's up. I'm glad for her. I'm glad to hear that you have gotten sober as well. That's why I try to be empathetic about, like, addiction, because it's not something that people want most of the time. Anyways, to loop back to my tabletop RPG story, the guy was awful and also just a bad DM. But the group that we were in just kind of stuck around because we hung out a couple of times and like we had cohesion. Oh, that's gonna make things a little more difficult for me, huh? Ooh, French fries. We'll just pocket fries. Anything else? Pizza? Yes. Toss that in the back pocket. I think I'll come back for this in a minute. I need to have my character rest. Where the hell did you come from? Hello? Okay, well, deal with you in a minute. I need to sit in this chair. With love and kisses. But yeah, we ended up hanging out enough that the Matt Colville video about, what was it? The West Marches style campaign. We ended up deciding, oh, what if we tried to run a server with that? Bad idea in hindsight. Some of the people that we were doing it with, like, it was fine. It was fun, but it was just so much work, and like the way that we tried to do it, we were not very good at it. But then again, you're never good at anything on your first try. And it was a lot more work than we anticipated. and also like defining the world. Like we wanted to try and leave it up to the DM because DMs were in very short supply, and obviously you got to treat your DMs right. So we wanted to let the people that wanted to run like a one-shot do what they wanted, and it just didn't. It didn't work out because everybody that played was like, nothing's consistent. It's like, yeah, you're joining one-shots with like a consistent character. That's really the only consistent aspect of it. But people weren't the biggest fans of that, and I understand. In hindsight is 2020, you know. In hindsight, we definitely could have done a better job of trying to make it so that the players had a more consistent experience. But we were just, you know, we're experimenting. The entire thing was experimental, so it is what it is. But Daft was not part of that initially, but he joined the LFG post for it, and like we ended up becoming good buddies because we bonded over playing a tabletop role-playing game. Friendships are defined exclusively by you. Well, the people that you're with. The people that you try to form those friendships with. Let's toss some of these books in the bag. But yeah, I think if not for tabletop role-playing, my life would be a lot worse. It's a good origin story. Thank you. I think it's always a good idea to be willing to meet new people and meet them where they're at. And that story is just a great example of that for myself. I'm a people person. For the longest time I thought I wasn't, and now I'm embracing it, and I'm finding that I have a way better time trying to like actually interact with people. All right, well, this food is fresh still. Let's toss it in the fridge. We can have a great morning breakfast of cold fries and pizza. The pizza may be a little bit more manageable, but the fries, I'm not a huge cold fries person. Keep some firecrackers too. But yes, it's good to try new things and embrace new stuff. It's wild coming into socialization as a mature mind rather than being socialized from young. Yeah. I have always been my parents would call me an independent. I forgot to turn on my alarm. At least I can turn it on now. I was socialized poorly from a young age, so I had to come into it. And in coming into it, I realized I really like people. Most of the time, you're not... Like, I'm a little shy in person, but that's because it's like, it's hard to find ways to connect with people initially. I I think I'm going to stop wearing this helmet. I don't think I need it, and it makes my character extremely uncomfortable. Just put that on the counter. Can I microwave my fries? Do those give a debuff? Nope, they do not want to cook them. Okay, we'll oven bake them then. But yeah, just normally you come into, like, you grow up learning how to be a human being. Oh shit, I missed my show. No! My cooking show! Anyways, I think we're also just eat all our fries. Fry breakfast. Where was I going with this? I had something I meant to say it from the being socialized, coming into socialization. I've always been shy, so like I just didn't realize that. I remember talking to my dad and being like, you know, I think I'm an introvert. He was like, what? I don't know what that means. And he didn't understand what it meant to be an introvert, because like I learned all of my big learning was through the internet. What else did I grab that I need to put that there? That there too. Anyways, I was like, I think I'm an introvert. And like, what the hell is that? And I explained it to him, and he's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna go back to watching sports on TV. But he didn't understand it. But me, I was like, oh, these are scientific concepts. I might as well learn more about them. So I looked into it more, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm an introvert. Come to understand more about myself and what it's like to be an individual. Dad always talks about how even as a young kid, I'd be out throwing rocks in the water while all my cousins and siblings were playing together, and it's like brained as hell. Introversion versus extroversion is real. Like, I find a lot of people would rather have like a one-on-one, a smaller conversation, or at least introverts specifically. Like extroverts, they thrive in the... That's the whole point of the introversion versus extroversion thing. But again, it's a spectrum, so it's like you have some people that are extremely introverted, and some people that are extroverted. Like Knife is, I would say, an introverted extrovert. Whereas I'm an introverted extroverted introvert. I would inverse that, actually. I think they are more introverted than I am, and I am more extroverted than they are. But we both enjoy having that time to ourselves and like hanging out like one-on-one in smaller settings, smaller group settings. Because like I've gone to a couple of different sorts of events recently, and it's been like 10-ish people, and that's not typically my kind of scene. to be perfectly honest. I'm an 8-person gathering maximum kind of individual. Although the more people that there are, the less socialization you have to do necessarily. You can just kind of like wander between conversations, which is what I did at this event. It was for New Year's. And it was with my friend that I mentioned wants to try smoking cigarettes. They invited me because I was like, oh, I don't really have a whole lot going on. I would love it if I could pilfer an invite from you. Oh, that's bad. Please tell me that's a scratch. Laceration. Oh my god. Okay, well. Come on. Do I still have any of my bandages? You know what? Let's drive away and deal with this problem first. Come on, don't do this to me right now. Oh, and I don't have... Okay, well, first, disinfect. Do I have... No, I do not. Okay, well, back to the house then. Do we need to... We've already disinfected, we're fine. I needed to check my corners more. Anyways. My... Doors and corners, kid. True. Simple mistakes get you killed. We'll find out if, we'll find out if that's a fatal mistake. If the zombie virus will be the one to do me in. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Did I take these painkillers? Probably keep this trauma bag in the back seat. To be honest. Just good to have. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, New Year's. I felt like I thrived in that environment. Not even a couple years ago, I hung out with those same people. And about the same kind of social setting, too. And I was not in the kind of headspace to be able to interact with people and, like, make a social event work. But even just, like, we'll say 3 years on, I feel like I've had some serious growth in that capacity. Is that a cowboy hat? Let's go. Come on, Nightstick. You could do it. I want that cowboy hat, though. Dirty cowboy hat. Cowboy time. Anyways. Isn't it so weird the way that, like, New Year's is commodified in the way that it is? It's just, like, the culture around New Year's is strange to me. Specifically, the marketing. The marketing is what annoys me. Like, for people, it's like, okay, well, new opportunity to fresh start. You can't really fresh start your life. But you can fresh start your year. And you can fresh start your whatever time frame you, whatever arbitrary time frame you deem necessary. It's like, let's be real. The only time that you can really start over is if reincarnation is real. And even then, you're not going to remember. You're not going to remember the lessons you learned. If reincarnation is real, though, I really hope that I get reincarnated into a grasshopper. I don't know why, but the idea of being a grasshopper... Fingers crossed. Yep. Turn me into a grasshopper so that I may be feasted upon by some sort of other being. Or I could feast upon grain. I think that's about... Is that it? What the hell do grasshoppers even eat? You could be feasted upon in this life, TBH. That's true. The only thing stopping it is the fact that there aren't a ton of predators in North America anymore. Is that another pizza slice? You know what? Give me that stale pizza. Dead mouse. Pork rinds. Okay. I kind of want to try and butcher this mouse. Cream of coal. And ice cream? Okay. These fridges got some stuff in them. Isn't it just so funny the way that I had something here. Isn't it so funny how at the end of the day everything needs to eat, and yet we just take it for granted so often? Say isn't it funny as if this is a punchline? It's not, but I feel like it's very underappreciated here in America, especially for many people. Just like you could just go around the corner for most people in like a city environment and find a bodega of some kind. I don't live in a city that has bodegas. I wish I did. Let's clean that bandage too. Disinfected again too. Like we live in an environment that we don't really have to worry about eating. Like, obviously, people very much do need to worry about that. But just the sheer fortune that we have being able to go, okay, I can just go to the grocery store and they'll have something for me to eat. When so much of the world, it's like, no, food is very much a thing that you have to work for. Ooh, woodcraft. take a seat on the couch. Knife is talking to me as well. Anyways, definitely come to appreciate it. I have as well. I spent a long time just being like, oh yeah, whatever, I can eat. But even in my upbringing, it was like we had just crap in the house. So I was very much always aware of what sort of food we had, and like just there's so much just absolute junk in America. Like nothing that's actually nutritionally dense. I weighed 120 pounds graduating from high school, and I'm 5'9". That is an extremely unhealthy weight for an individual of my my stature. But that was just my normal because I didn't eat. I didn't want it. My parents kind of sucked at cooking too. Not to completely put them on blast, but my parents, they were not very good cooks. And I wish, like, I learned how to cook at a younger age. But I was never good at it. Like, I found the passion in necessity, or it was a necessity for me for a long time. And then I found the passion. Because nowadays I'm like super into cooking. I love to cook. Give me an excuse to do so, and I will do it. But like the oatmeal, I mentioned it yesterday. The oatmeal I made, very good. Made me very happy that I had the opportunity to reinvent some of the stuff that we had in our pantry. Because that's kind of how I cook. I cook what we have in the house, and it makes me very happy knowing that like I can make a satisfying and delicious meal out of something that some people would be like, I don't know what to do with this. Not to toot my own horn too much, of course. I try not to have an ego, especially about things that are skill-based, and that skill you have to earn through hard work and continuous effort. I think I'm gonna get... What is so heavy on? I mean, we can just leave the cowboy hat in here. Mostly my weapons, I think. How much does the nightstick weigh? We'll leave that in the trunk, too. And I probably don't need my revolver on me at all times. And especially not the ammo. Okay. Anyways, I've come to appreciate the kind of skill it takes to be a chef. And I really want to, I would love to lean into that more, but like service work is not for me. I have what I would describe as a fragile sort of fragile body. Please tell me that there's a window here. Nope. Okay. Well, we'll just have to try and get a key. That is a crazy, like, fuchsia. Damn, I wish I could get a house like this. Come on, get the window open. That is a nice color. Right? You got the carpet matching it too? And then like a nice pink in the kitchen? Kinda dig it. You know what? I'll deal with this problem as I come into it. I loved working in kitchens a lot, but I don't know if I'll ever go back. It's such a high stress environment, from what I understand. Like my buddies worked in a Mexican restaurant for a hot minute until they were bought by a company that also just turned into another Mexican restaurant. But they'd been doing it for like, I don't know. I can create a burrito? You know what? Let's make a burrito. They worked in that for like a decade. Because they joined the staff at like 16, or at least one of my buddies did from a very young age, like much younger than I would expect from, I think he started working at like 14 as like a busboy, and then he worked his way to being a, like he could have been in the kitchen because the owner of the restaurant was just so it was kind of to the point of like the guy who owned the restaurant had a couple of sons, and one of them was just such a dink, and I think he was going to be the one that inherited it. And I think if my pal Jake hadn't, like if he had stayed in the restaurant, I think he would have been the one to inherit it over the other the actual son of the owner. It was just so, like, Jake was a hardworking guy and still is, and I think he is made to work in a kitchen, to be honest. I think he absolutely could have thrived in a kitchen, but it's one of those things where it's like you don't have the opportunity. Here, add some salt and pepper to this burrito. I love how silly the cooking in this game is. You can just like throw whatever. Beef burrito. Did we have anything else in here? No, okay. Beef on beef. All right, well, eat this burrito. And then we'll keep a back pocket taco. Okay. Back pocket taco. Mission accomplished. Anyways, he's a hard worker. I've been a little bit of a lazy worker for most of my life. I think that if it were plausible to actually make a reasonable wage without working 3 million hours, I would strive to work in the kitchen. It's high stress, but it really depends on how well the unit is operating. When the prep's full, everybody's working. It's kind of like an assembly line where you feel like you're just churning it out, but if any piece's timing is off, then it's a shit show. Yeah. I don't think we can really hang out here. All right. It's time to go taco mode. Chug down this taco, take some beta blockers. Okay, well, I don't think this is going to work out as well as I'd hoped. Maybe. We're suffering a little bit of pain, but they were camping that house. All of them just came out of the woodworks. They all said, you know what? Enough talking about cooking. Enough about tacos. What kind of kitchen did you work in? Like, what kind of food did you make, goats? I'm curious. I kind of wish that I'd had the opportunity to work in that kitchen. Oh, okay, well. Bitten. Okay, well, goodbye. We'll just accept our fate. "3 days and 7 hours, killed 100 zombies." That's a pretty good, That's pretty good. Here, let's quit to the main menu. It's taking a second. So that same Mexican restaurant I worked at for 2 weeks prior to COVID, like, shutting everything down, I wish so badly that, like, in retrospect, I wish that I'd worked there sooner. Just because I think I could have learned a lot more skills and, like, locked in as a person a little bit more. But, you know, that's not something that happens to everybody. Let's do a really bad... I kind of want to do House in the Woods. We have like 40-ish minutes left. Obviously we go with a veteran. And then take weak stomach, take conspicuous. I think we can take illiterate too. Maybe not. We'll do restless sleeper. And then let's take dexterous, low thirst, and speed demon, I guess. Show me Bringus Gracklemore again. Anyways, a 0 for a permanent boost and to spend money. I have enough for a kitchen knife. What's in this house? A trumpet case. I hit him with the trumpet. The trumpet! Seltzer water. Anything good in here? There's food. Okay, well, kitchen knife it is then. We'll try and make that work. Is there anything else around here that I could get? 3 zombies to kill? Yeah, that's no big. Does this box have anything in it? Planks? I could probably turn a plank into something. First place I was an Italian 2-3 line cook catering at a place in Florida. I'll look that up in a minute. At Adele and Winn-Dixie and got a job at Five Guys. Worked to manage for 4 years. Until you pivoted into workforce management. Oh, okay. I mean, I'd imagine working in a kitchen, you really get that experience. Okay. Is there anything else that I can look for in this house? I think I want to try and save up that money so I can get... Oh, well, I can just get a firefighter axe. Let's do that. Meant work from home, not workforce management. Fleshing tool. Workforce management is who my current place uses, so okay. I mean, it all makes sense. I get you. At the end of the day, work from home is great. I think an email job is kind of what everybody strives to do, just because it gives you so much more time compared to so many other places. Where are these zombies at? Yeah, what I do right now, I get to do hybrid a lot, which is great. I mean, hybrid is just like... It's just work from home, but with extra steps. I go in when I'm needed, and when I'm not, I get to sit on my ass all day. Great stuff. Love it. Would recommend. So I get to focus on my streaming stuff and trying to edit, or convincing myself that I'm going to edit, and then spending all day messing around, which is kind of a bummer. I very much meant to work on editing more today, but I did not. I wish I'd actually. Here, give me the watch. I wish I'd taken some time to there. Can accumulate XP, permanent bonuses. That's kind of fun. It's gonna be just kind of a mindless mode. Anyways, I keep meaning to do more editing, but I stopped at a point where I was like, I'm not really sure how I want to do this. Like, it's that workflow sort of issue of like, yeah, I know what needs to be done, but it's the hardest part of doing a task is starting. at least for me. And I certainly was struggling and getting started today. I was on that dopamine-seeking behavior.
Hey.
But I think I deserve a little breaky day. Come on, get out of the trees. Every now and then. I need to make more food again, too. Because, like, I love making the stuff that I do. How much is the... It does not show. How dirty is this? It's fine. There's a whetstone upstairs, too. Let's go get that real quick. See if we can... Oh, okay. No, put this away. Can I sharpen my... There we go. No, not that one. I can't use a whetstone on my fire axe? What is this? Okay, well. Anyways, dopamine-seeking behavior. I always struggle with starting things because that means I have to finish it. Most difficult part of a task. But I very much committed to actually finishing the video that I was going to work on. I want to work on... I need to find more games. I need to figure out how I want to do my clips and stuff. It's like... if I want to grow, I gotta do multiple platform stuff. In the video, I talked about it a little bit, but like, I do what I'm doing because I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun playing games and communicating with people. So just being able to get that crossover. I think these first couple of rounds are going to be difficult, but as soon as I can buy a shotgun, that's when things get a little more interesting. But yeah, I love what I'm doing right now with the channel and like Twitch. Fully dedicating myself to just the days that I'm gonna stream. Like, we were gonna go see the Bone Temple on Friday, but there's just no good time that works out. With the stream and not, there's no good time that works out with the stream and not going, like, during work. So we're gonna go on Sunday instead, which I'm very excited about. I thought 28 years later was a very interesting sort of deal. Muscle strain, of course. There we go. I thought napping said kidnapping. I was like, what? Why would that be a skill? There aren't people. I'm kidnapping these zombies. But yeah, anyways. Like, I feel like I'm improving my social skills. I'm sure, if nothing else, I want to look back at this and be like, oh wow, I improved a ton from day 1 to day 30. I improved a ton from day 1 to day 60. Like, it's all... I'm always on that IRL skill grind. I'm a RuneScape player. I'm always looking for more XP or whatever. Before this, that's kind of what I was doing with my work from home, or like my hybrid days where it was particularly boring. Was playing a lot of RuneScape. I'm a like, it's an older account that I've had, so you know it's been a minute. That game is a lot of fun, and I appreciate the kind of design philosophy they have, where it's like, yeah, you always have, sure. How much ammo do I have? Oh, cool. I have a pistol and ammo, and no other stuff. Okay, well, let's sit down and rest for a minute then, because we're straining all of our muscles. But yeah, I played a good bit of RuneScape. That was kind of my thing before. And then I got the computer set up, and I was like, I'm dedicating myself to streaming again. Because I spent, I don't know, a pretty reasonable amount of time doing it last year when I was back in Maryland. And before I got rid of my old PC. Well, I got rid of, I mean, gave to Daft. Because, like, he'd been running off of some worse hardware than I had. And even then, like, I should probably have some painkillers too, huh? Anyways, I'd had a pretty good stream setup, and I had a decent enough rig. I just had like a 3050 for 16 zombies. That's gonna be a little bit more difficult. How much does it cost for the shotgun? 300? Probably like 600-ish. Anyways, I'd had a 3050 or so, and some decent enough hardware. In retrospect, I'm like, man, the RAM that I had in there probably was worth half as much as a new graphics card now, because I'd gone for 64 gigabytes. Just because, like, yeah, gaming doesn't need it, but I wanted to do editing stuff. Bro, I hear you. It's so crazy. The rig that my buddy, one of my buddies, ended up, like, the build list for it was like, if I look at it now, it's like $3,200, and I managed to get it down pretty substantially just in choosing like slightly off brand RAM, because like Corsair is very expensive. They're like the go-to brand now. When I was growing up, I went with like Kingston, which is what I ended up putting in here. I spent a hot minute over a summer building my previous rig that I Theseus'd into something else entirely. Although I did end up... That one kind of became its own deal. I ended up buying a new case and everything. The only thing that I ended up getting transferred over was, like, the memory, because all of that was, just the simplest way to go about it. I was like, why would I buy new memory? Okay, this may be... I don't think I have multi-hit on. Which is going to make this a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I DC'd that rig from something else entirely that I built back in like 2015, and I did that in like 2021, 2022, when I was living with my parents again, because that's not an uncommon experience for people, I find, is having to rely on parental assistance. Which, obviously, nothing against that, because I had to do it. But it's just so frustrating how expensive everything has gotten, and, like, the apartment that we live in is a one-bedroom, like, 750, like, 800 square foot condo with, like, a balcony. And we pay, like, $1,100 a month for it. And that's not including utilities. Although that does include the HOA fee, because we live in, you know, a condo. But for a hot minute, we were sleeping on the couch of my mom, just on her futon, in the open basement. And it sucked. I gotta say, it really sucks going. Because, like, we'd lived with Knife's parents for a minute back out east, because that was the most economic option. Because I'd moved out there to live with them. But they were in, like, a medium-ish town outside of DC. And, oh my god. Just the... Can I buy ammo? 5 rounds is 60. No. Alright, well. Better make these count. Is that it? Nope. Well, that's it for that. 5 rounds. More than enough to kill anything that moves. Okay, well, we're getting in the loop. Bitten in the neck too. Okay, well, we're being torn apart. But yeah, I was on my mom's futon after moving back out. So I moved out east. I lived there for a year. I lived with Knife's parents, and we just didn't really have great economic opportunity there. Like, they worked at a hospital in Baltimore, and that hospital sucked. Like, it was one of those places that a majority of the workforce was black, and the management, it just felt like very blatant racism, and just the way that they wouldn't update anything, they wouldn't upgrade anything, they wouldn't update people's pay, And it was just so frustrating because it was like, I know that you're worth more than this. You are an extremely capable individual. But that was the only job that would offer them a role because they had just gotten their certification for sterile processing. And like sterile processing, it's fancy dishwashing, but it's fancy dishwashing that needs to get done. So it was just so frustrating being like, yeah, all of this stuff is just... Hang on, can I adjust settings? This is not... Solo... Next... We'll go Echo Creek next, I guess. Can I adjust the... No, okay. Well, we're gonna go with... Burglar again. But it's just so frustrating being like, I just graduated university, and I had been working in research previously. Which is like... Great. I'm a... Go prone to illness and... Party appetite, I guess? Along with dexterous. Go Sandy Grigsby. But, so I was applying for jobs out there, and we only had one car. And so it was... The opportunity for me to do anything was like, okay, well, I guess I'll try and make sure that you are well fed. Because they were making decent enough money. But if we wanted to get any sort of place of our own, both of us would have to be working. And the amount that they had to work, they were essentially working 10-hour days because, and they also had to work weekends frequently because, again, it's medical, so you gotta help cover triage. But it was just so damn frustrating that I would lose 2 hours that I could spend with them just to commuting, because it would take an hour for them to commute from Baltimore to where we lived. And that's just normal. It's just normal that you own a car and that you commute for 2 hours a day to and from work. And that's just the DC mindset. Like the area around DC, you go to a major city. Like, you live in a shitty place that you don't even get to spend any time at. And you get stuck doing that for 40 years. That's not life. That's slavery. The suburban sprawl is crazy. And, like, getting a place in the city is just not feasible at all. Because it's so damn expensive. Ooh, dried apricots. Man, I could really fuck up some dried apricots, actually. Like, I don't think it's an unreasonable expectation to not have to commute numerous hours a day in order to get a reasonably good economic job or economic possibility. It's crazy. Anyways, when we were in MD, I was the house tender. I was the stay-at-home partner. And it was fine. Like, I loved cooking and stuff, but, like, I just felt like I had so much time. So I was streaming. Like, I'd been playing games for so long, it was just like, there's no thrill here. And I'd also streamed, like, back when I was, I don't know, 18 or so. I did a 50 McNugget challenge because that's what a lot of the people in the NLSS were doing. Because I mean, I think it's funny. I think it's very funny being able to try and eat 50 McNuggets. And I kind of wish that I kept those VODs. Because I ended up getting rid of them because some of the people that were featured in them were just not people I wanted to associate with anymore. They were very poor friends, to say the least. You know what? Let's drink all this milk. That'll be my container. I had a pretty low self-worth, so I hung out with people that would tolerate being around me. Because, like, I was a weirdo. I accepted, like, oh, people aren't going to want to spend time with me, etc., etc. But it was a situation of, oh, a fresh rat. But it was a situation of, like, I don't think that I'm worth the time and effort of trying to find new friends. And in hindsight, I'm like, why did I tolerate that? Anyways, I've streamed off and on for like a decade now. And for the longest time, in hindsight, like, I'm glad that I didn't end up actually doing it longer term, because I think to myself, if I'd actually gotten successful at streaming at that age, which unlikely, of course, simply because even back then, like, it was a very it was a very wide field, and I didn't have the mental fortitude to try and sit back and do it. But in all of that time, I didn't have the mental clarity that I have now. And I'm glad that I have it, because if I had gotten big, I wouldn't have done the introspection. Which, it's like, obviously I wasn't gonna get big, but still, you gotta think about it. If I had gotten big, it would have been terrible for my mental health. I would have been, oh, okay, I'll take a car key. There's no way that I would have turned out as a healthy individual. And, like, I'm not super healthy by any means, but I'm healthier, for sure. I can't imagine what I'd be like if I just said, yeah, I'm gonna stop growing at like 20. Oh, my shit don't stink type beat. Which is just blatantly untrue. Everybody's shit stinks. You gotta grow and learn. And I think I've done a pretty good job of growing and learning. But anyways, I streamed that time where I ate 50 McNuggets, which I think I got to like 40-ish. But I was so full. It was just not happening. Can I take on 4 of you? I'm not 100% confident in that. But yeah, I got to 40-ish, and I was with those people, and I look back on it, and I'm like, I think I may have been able to finish the 15 McNuggets. I did end up throwing up later that night. Just because it's so much grease and so much, like, absolutely disgusting food. Let's be real. A crash helmet? Eh. But, like, McDonald's is not... You know it's not fine cuisine by any means. What happened to my... I dropped it out here again, didn't I? Like, no one goes to McDonald's and says, I'm getting Michelin star food. Okay. Bowl of cereal? Get my bowl, get cereal. Go down to the bus stop. Wait, was this person cooking a soup too? They're cooking rice? Okay, well. Toss that shit in there. Do people eat frozen milk? Is that a thing? Nah, but that hot and spicy was super great for a time. True. The sauces. The sauces are what really defined it. If you had a good sauce, then you could definitely tolerate the slop that is McDonald's. Oh, okay. Woodcraft is actually on. Here, we'll take a seat on the couch. But yeah, I tolerated some shitty behavior from the people that I went with. Like, we went and I was like, hey, let's go to McDonald's. I'm gonna do this stream. I talked to them about this beforehand, and I was like, let's do the stream. But we went and they got ice cream. And they made me wait for it with the nuggets, and I was like, okay, well, these are gonna be way better hot. Why are we waiting? These are the same people that oh, I burnt my rice. Well, anyways, these same people, I said for my birthday I would like it if we could go see Mad Max, because that had come out and I just turned 18. And so we were going to the Dollar Theater. Or at least that's what it was. I don't know if it's even still open. But they would end up showing like older releases. But that year I had just turned 18, and I was like, I want to see Mad Max. But we get there and they say, actually, we're gonna go see Tomorrowland. I was like, what? I thought we were all gonna see Mad Max. What's wrong with that? They're like, we're just gonna see Mad Max instead. Sorry, we're gonna see Tomorrowland. And that movie sucks. That movie, I look back on that memory and I'm like, that should have been the last straw. You should have, because like they were my ride there. Am I really supposed to show up and be like, okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna watch the movie that you do, so that I feel like they would have left me there if I had not gone to see the same movie as them. But anyways, we went and saw Tomorrowland instead of Mad Max, which given those two choices, that's a super easy choice. Tomorrowland sucks. That's a bad movie. And it was just like blatant Disney just like trying to cash in on things that people could recognize. It's just like, why the hell would anybody want to see Tomorrowland? I'm pretty sure that it was a huge flop. Or at least I hope it was. I don't think that they're making new Tomorrowlands nowadays. Or anything like it, because it sucks. It was a bad movie and was a bad... Like, they got George Clooney for that. Why? Why would... There was nothing about it in promotional material that would be worth viewing. Anyways, that's my time for today. I gotta go take care of stuff, like dishes and the normal sort of dealio. So who's live? We got Prey. Let's go raid Prey. Okay. Anyways, that's my stream for today. Just about to clock out, but this is a great work stream. I'm glad that you appreciate the streams. I'm always happy to have you here. Have a good one. And
They have come. Oh my god, they have fucking come again. No way. They have come. Oh my god, they've come again. Mitz, hello. Thank you so much for the raid again. You're going crazy style on me recently. Goaty Goats, welcome in. Nice to see you both as per usual. Tell the people, how was your stream? What were you doing? What was the game du jour? Actually, I can find out for myself. Oh, a little Zomboid today. Let's go. Well, welcome back to my personal hell. I'm so spooked today. We're back in the dream state. We're trying to find our way.
please stop the stream.
We're trying to find our way downtown without walking